Myths and urban legends are often told as cautionary tales to warn people of certain dangers. Often, these myths seem so outlandish that most people simply don't believe the tales. But in the case of most myths, the story is usually grounded by some sort of truth. Let's explore some popular myths and discover the truth behind some of the stories we often tell. Here are 5 popular myths that are actually true. Let's begin. Number 5. Myth. There are voices in the baby monitors. This popular myth tells a story of a young couple who just brought home their newborn baby from the hospital. The couple spent months preparing for the baby's arrival and spared no expense, which included the purchase of a top-of-the-line baby monitor. The baby monitor came equipped with Wi-Fi capabilities and video surveillance technology that allowed the couple to see and hear their baby from any computer, tablet, or smartphone. One night, after putting the little one to bed, the couple heard this strange scratching noise over the monitor. But after checking the video, they saw nothing out of the ordinary, so they brushed the noise off as nothing. The couple hears the scratching over the monitor again, so they go and check on the baby and find nothing to be out of the ordinary. As soon as they head back downstairs, the monitor starts in with the scratching noise again, and this time a voice comes over the monitor saying, "I'm watching you." They check the surveillance video and see a man standing over their baby in the video this time. Mom rushes to the phone to call emergency services, while Dad races upstairs to confront the man in the video, but finds no one in the room and his baby was still sleeping peacefully. Police arrive to investigate and find no sign of a break-in or anyone having been inside the home. This horrifying tale did actually happen to a young couple in Canada back in 2015. Police took the video from the couple's baby monitor and discovered that the man in the video was actually nothing more than a lunatic who simply knew how to hack into the baby monitor's programming and inserted himself into the video and was responsible for all the strange noises the couple heard from the monitor as well. It was an elaborate practical joke from some crazy guy who had nothing better to do. It seems that this was not an isolated incident either. Many couples have reported strange noises coming from their monitor, and one little boy tells a horrifying tale of the man in the monitor that constantly told him, "Wake up, little boy, Daddy's looking for you," in the most sinister and creepy voice you can imagine. That poor little boy is gonna have some serious issues growing up. Number 4. Myth. Human-eating pigs. This popular myth hails from many horror flicks and gangster movies. More famously, in the ending of the epic horror sequel to Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, where Dr. Hannibal Lecter, the infamous psychologist who also happens to be a cannibal psychopath killer played by Anthony Hopkins, tells Cordell, Verger's longtime assistant, to throw Verger from his wheelchair into the pig pen filled with wild pigs who proceed to eat the deformed cripple alive. It's probably one of the most grotesque yet captivating and oddly satisfying scenes in horror movie history. But can this actually happen? Or is this just the works of great Hollywood storytelling? Is there really such a thing as death by piggy? That's exactly what we set out to discover, and, well, the horrifying answer is a resounding yes. It seems like a pig enjoys a nice slab of human for dinner almost as much as we enjoy a nice slab of bacon with, well, everything. It turns out that a man from Riverton, Oregon had been raising pigs for a few years to help deal with his post-traumatic stress disorder from his tour in Vietnam. His family reported that raising the pigs really helped him to deal with the stress, and the family was starting to see some positive changes in the man. But one morning in 2012, the man went to feed his pigs as any other normal morning, but was never seen again. After several hours of the man missing, the family went to look for him and found his dentures laying on the ground in front of the pig pen. While searching the pig pen, a family member found the man's body in several pieces, with a majority of him consumed by the pigs, according to the district attorney. It is believed that the man had suffered a heart attack and fell into the pig pen, and unable to defend himself, the pigs ate him alive. It's said that due to the heart attack, the man was unable to scream or call for help. It is not known if the man was conscious during the pig's feast, but one thing is for sure, this has to be the worst way to go, conscious or not. Number 3. Myth. The legend of Charley No-Face. The legend of Charley No-Face hails from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and chances are, if you grew up around the area, you are all too familiar with this legend. The legend says that as a young boy, Charley No-Face wanted to see into a bird's nest at the top of an electric pole. He climbed that electric pole to get a better look into the nest and managed to get tangled in the electrical wires and electrocuted himself. The story says that he fell from the pole to the ground, and when he got up, the children were horrified at how disfigured his face had become. It's said that he lost both eyes along with his nose, mouth, one ear, and one arm. Legend also says that as he grew older, he hid in abandoned houses and walked alleyways and the country roads late at night. In some stories, he is also called the Green Man due to the green hue of his skin from the electrical shock. Many children from the area grew up listening to the stories of Charley No-Face, and most thought it was nothing more than a cautionary tale that teach children the dangers of playing with electrical wires. Tales of Charley No-Face were told to generation after generation, and many were surprised to learn that the legend they grew up hearing about and retelling was an actual man who lived in the area named Raymond Robinson. Raymond was born in 1910, and at the age of 9, did in fact suffer the very injuries described in the tale, falling onto the electrical lines on the Morado Bridge just outside of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. The bridge carried trolleys that ran on the electrical lines above with an incredible amount of voltage, up to 22,000 volts, which had killed another young boy in a similar manner just a year before Raymond suffered his injuries. Raymond was rushed to the hospital where he defied doctors' expectations but was left severely disfigured. Raymond lived in the area, hiding away in abandoned houses, relying on relatives for support, and made doormats, wallets, and belts for his relatives to sell for him. Because of his serious disfigurement, Raymond rarely went in public during the day and would often walk the country roads late at night just to go for a casual walk without fear of ridicule from the local townsfolk. Raymond was left completely blind by the accident and would feel his way down the road with his walking stick. Due to his blindness, Raymond had been hit by a car more than once, but it never kept Raymond from enjoying his nightly walks. Raymond usually hid from neighbors because of his appearance, but would at times exchange a short conversation or photograph for cigarettes and beer if you were lucky enough to stumble upon him on his late night stroll. Tourists would often cruise the country roads he was said to walk just to try and catch a glimpse of the legendary Charley No-Face. Some were friendly and some were simply mean, but it never kept him from his nightly walks. Raymond lived in the area until he died from natural causes in the summer of 1985. Parents, if you ever need a story to tell your kids about the dangers of playing near electrical lines, the story of Charley No-Face is definitely the one to tell. Number 2. Myth. There are snakes in the toilet. Snakes have been a fear of humankind for centuries, dating back to the stories of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. So it's no surprise that we often hear of myths and urban legends surrounding these slithery little creatures. In this particular legend, it is said that a snake can get up into the plumbing of a house, apartment, or any building really, and come up through the toilet. Unsuspecting folks responding to the call of nature would go to the bathroom to relieve themselves and would all of a sudden feel a sharp pain on their genitals or buttocks. One specific story tells of a man in Israel who went to the bathroom, sat on the toilet, and all of a sudden was stunned by a sharp pain on the head of his penis. The man jumps off the toilet to discover he'd been bitten right on his penis by a 20-foot python coiled up in the toilet. The man ran from the room in horror and was rushed to the hospital by his family, where he was treated for the python bite. Another urban legend tells the tale of a woman who secretly had a python as a pet in her apartment, and one day, while the woman was at work, the python climbed into the toilet and managed to slither through the plumbing into the apartment next door. The neighbor, unsuspectingly, goes to use the restroom, just as the snake is coming up for air, and is bitten on her butt by the python, who managed to make its way up through the plumbing of the complex into her toilet. The woman was treated at the hospital and didn't suffer any severe injuries from the bite. Both cases did in fact happen, and while both were treated for their bites quickly and did not sustain any severe injuries, I think it's safe to say that these guys now have a serious phobia about using a toilet. So we just had to investigate. How can this happen? How can a snake make its way into a plumbing system and come up through a toilet? It turns out that snakes and other critters like rats can make their way into a plumbing system and come up through the drains, toilets, or anywhere the pipe leads, really. According to David Crow, a 25-year veteran to the plumbing industry, a typical home has multiple stacks of pipes leading from the sewer through the roof that vents sewer gases. These connect to the home's drain system, which empties used water from the home. Most of the time, the pipes are dry and a creature can enter the plumbing system. Talk about a terrifying surprise when you go to do your business. Number 1. Myth. Hot peppers can kill you. The myth says that a middle-aged man had entered a hot pepper eating contest and got more than he bargained for that fateful day. After having consumed a bowl of chili made with ghost chilies, the man complained of stomach pain. His girlfriend pleaded with him to go to the hospital, arguing that what he was experiencing was unnatural and he needed to seek treatment. Of course, the man brushes her off as being paranoid and continues to eat antacids the rest of the night. By the time the morning came around, the man had died. It's no secret that there's a pretty popular culture today with the hottest chili peppers. Makers of hot sauces are always trying to outspice the other, promising near-death experiences with the consumption of their hot sauce, and there's a pretty massive following for such extreme hot sauces. Contests are even beginning to pop up around the world to see who can take the heat, but can someone really die just from consuming a bit of hot sauce? According to the Journal of Emergency Medicine, you absolutely can die from such extreme hot peppers. In fact, a 47-year-old man who, after eating a burger made with boot jolokia chilies, was rushed to the emergency room after participating in a chili pepper eating contest. The boot jolokia is an Assamese word for million-plus Scoville unit ghost pepper. The Scoville unit is the measurement used to determine how hot a pepper is. The jalapeno pepper has a Scoville unit measurement of 5,000 to 8,000 units to give you an idea of just how hot the boot jolokia pepper is. According to the medical journal, reckless consumption of hot peppers and hot sauces can cause hallucinations, asphyxiations, and can eat right through internal tissues, causing the formation of a hole in the stomach and esophagus, which can lead to death. The man mentioned in the article apparently had a 2.5 centimeter sized tear in his esophagus that had been filled up with food debris. The man spent almost a month in the hospital after having emergency surgery and was later released after having recovered from his injury. The man has made a full recovery and has since sworn off hot peppers for good. And there you have 5 popular myths that are true. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and share it. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below to get notified every single day with new videos from Top 5's finest. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we are